Dune 3 is dropping in December. Really am excited to see the conclusion to Denis Villeneuve's Dune trilogy. This has been something I actually have been waiting on because I did finish Messiah back in January, but right now I'm currently just going to do a second read of that. Not necessarily for preparation of the movie, just because I really did like that book and I want to reread it. And plus, Amazon is messing around with my copy of Children of Dune. So yeah, but we're not here to talk about Amazon. We're here to talk about Dune. Now, from what I've seen from the trailer, what we all seen from the trailer, looks like a lot of war is going to be going on. So, for our non-book readers, so the Muad'Dib's Jihad is an event that occurred over the Holy War that happened for about 12 years, and this was how Paul pretty much kind of made his claim after getting the throne after the ending of Dune Part 2 when he had his duel with Fraud, I think that's how you pronounce it, Fraud Harkonnen. Now, in the book, it's pretty much just kept to in a line and pretty much in comparison of two other figures that are like real world figures that actually did do some harm in the world. So pretty much Paul acts as still, I want you to look at some old history reels. You know, Genghis Khan killed about 4 million people. Adolf Hitler killed around 6 million people. You know, I've killed around 61 billion. I've sterilized 90 planets, completely demoralized 500 others. I've wiped out the followers of 40 religions which had existed since. Images we saw, like the one image we seen, the second, not the first that Timothy posted, that he kind of looked like Sub-Zero, but the second when we see Paul, he's bald, kind of looking like his Harkonian family members, and we see the scarring around his eyes. Now, I am hoping, and I'm not really hoping, well, what I'm hoping for is a really good, like, loud kind of scene for that. So, kind of in the lines of like an Oppenheimer scene. And for those of you who read the book, if you know, you know. I'm not really gonna say too much on that scene. Now, to sit here and kind of like to theorize how I think the movie's gonna go, I'm not sure about the runtime. I'm guessing maybe close to like 3 hours, maybe like a two hour 35, maybe 45 minute. But the reason why I want to theorize because like I want to know like of how much time we're gonna spend with Paul during the Holy War against the pretty much against the universe. Because it took 12 years. So I want to know like if they're gonna do like a montage, is there gonna be like what I think maybe like a calm before the storm kind of scene before we kind of get like maybe like a montage of the events of the war. And another thing I am excited about is just Chani's character in Denny's version compared to like I guess you could say her book version, her book counterpart, and then the original movie counterpart. Because it seems like she has a lot more to do in this one. Because originally in the book, she was more so like she was just there. Like she just acted as I guess you could say like not a consort, but like a concubine in a way. Like she didn't really have that much going on for herself in the book. What I really love about the new version of her is one, in the second book, she makes it clear she's not fighting for Paul, she's fighting for her people to free her people. And in the second, not in the second, but in the trailer for Dune Part 3, we see her like, yeah, man, looking withered, kind of looking like she's been through the ringer as well. And that's why I'm excited to see it because at the end of Part 2, we see her pretty much riding a sandworm. So Chani is going to be going through her own little personal journey, which I am excited to see. Now, how that goes with Paul, I don't know because it's like, is she going to be a part of the plot to kind of take him out of his seat, or is she kind of gonna be like, kind of like against it, but like in some way she doesn't want to see Paul get hurt in some way or form? I don't know, because another thing they did kind of cut out is they did have a child during the time he was out in the desert in the Fremen during the first book that actually died during one of the battles out there. Um, so I don't know if maybe they might have that. Ooh, you know what I think might actually happen? I think that their first child might actually die during the Holy War during that 12-year period. And they might have more kids after that, the two twins. But who knows? Because again, Denny he is kind of taking, the story like in his own way, which I actually don't really have a problem with, actually being a book reader myself. So yeah, I am really excited to see where this goes, because this is the conclusion. I mean, this won't be the conclusion for me. I still got like what, got like four more books after that. I've heard some things that the sequel, not the sequel series, but the prequel series with Brian Herbert, I heard mixed feelings on it. I'm still gonna check them out. I actually will cover some of the House Atreides and House Harkonnen books here on the channel. So have a look out for that. But I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.